Hello, everyone. Welcome back to A Gentleman Driver's Journey. This is day 27. We've been away for a little bit again, but not, we haven't been sitting around doing nothing. Um, I have spent some time, which I've wanted to do for a while now, actually working on my steering wheel and the LED profiles for it and unlocking some of the capabilities of this wheel and one of the reasons why I got this wheel and just making it an overall more unique and enjoyable experience. Utilizing the LEDs to give different information. So, spent a lot of time in SimHub learning how to do that and working on some of these functions. And I'll do a full video a little bit later on showcasing what it is that this wheel does now. But that's what I've been doing. Outside of that, I have been doing a lot of just thinking about what it is that I'm trying to do here with uh, this YouTube program, and I felt like I was kind of getting a little bit lost and away from what it is that I wanted to do. So I did have a little sit down. I wrote down what it is that want to achieve and where I want to go in the future. So we've got a new game plan. We're going to stop doing the career mode with the writer. I think it was great to have um, to start off and to learn a little bit about the about like ACC in general and understanding about some of this car setups. But I don't think it's worth my time to keep driving that car. Um, since we want to progress to doing an online series, specifically in the near future, the Octane Online Racing Series. I want to start spending more time in one of the cars that I can actually use in that series. We still need to learn tracks, so we're still going to do that. And I want to do a lot more racing. So, the new plan for go forward is on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We're going to do 3 races um, of 30 minutes with a pit stop to get practice on racing. So that should be a good chunk of the driving time. And then also on those days, a 30 to 45-minute practice session with whatever the first track is for that day. So I'll pick a rotation of 3 tracks, and it'll be the same 3 tracks for that whole week for racing. But we'll rotate starting positions. So whichever one is first on a day, then we'll use that one for practice afterwards to work on setups, general line driving, and hot lapping just to get faster and better at practice, and then using racing to obviously get better at our overall race craft. So that should give us a lot more racing, a lot more fun, probably a little bit more intensity, um, while all being able to learn and get better and work towards getting onto an online league. So that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So Tuesdays and Thursdays are going to be a dedicated 2 hour space for learning a new track. So obviously in ACC there's only a certain number of tracks, so at some point we might not need that much time and we can sprinkle in more racing. But for now, Tuesdays and Thursdays are going to be track learning. Um, and we'll use that kind of like we did with the writer, just hit practice and just go and figure things out. So that's the new game plan go forward. Um, and as in terms of cars, I think I'm going to stick with. Well, I love the NSX. I don't think from a racing standpoint it's going to live a very long life. Obviously, it'll be here online, but in real life, it's already out of production. There's only really think there's only one team still utilizing the NSX. I think it's going to end up being phased out and not available to use in the near future. So we'll save that one for fun. That'll be an offline, off-camera uh, indulgence for me. The choices come down really between, for me, the 720 McLaren and the Lamborghini Huracan. Um, Obviously, the McLaren has now got the 750S out, so that might update in the future, but I feel like it's going to be a very similar platform. And the Huracan replacement is coming at the end of this year, so I think it'll still be a couple years before we get the GT3 version. Obviously, with the new platform, and I think it's going to be some sort of hybrid. I don't know how quickly they'll get that into GT3. So I think that might be around for a little bit longer. And Lamborghini, well, both Lamborghini and McLaren are probably my top two favorite car brands. So I think we're going to pick the Lamborghini for the near future. We'll work on that. We'll drive that here in ACC, and obviously, when I am not filming, I'll indulge in little McLaren action as needed. So that's it. Kind of update. That's where we are. Um, it's Tuesday today, so that means it's a practice day. We are still going to be at the Nurburgring because we still have a lot to learn there. So this week's going to be Nurburgring. When we get to racing, we'll be at going back to Zolder, Brands Hatch, and I believe, let me check my notes, Mizano. So those are tracks we got, got to earlier on in this series. So we'll just jump back into those with the Huracan and have some fun racing people and getting better there. So uh, that's the plan. Let's go ahead, jump on in, hit up practice at Nurburgring in the Huracan, and see what kind of pace we can get out of it. I'm also going to be getting used to my steering wheel lights, so that should be fun as well. So here we go. All right. I was actually using this to test the lights. I was just in the pits and I did like a half a lap or something. So let's see. Practice, Nurburgring, Huracan. So I'm going to set this up with the aggressive setup to start with. I'm just going to adjust the tire. Actually, the tire pressure should be set for this already. I think I hit a button. But we'll go ahead and lower the fuel down for practice. Tire pressure should be good. I'm not going to change any of the other settings, but I'm just going to I do just want to save this as aggressive practice 30C. Right.
Green light, green light. Go, go, go.
Helps if I take the pit speed limiter off. Alright, we'll do a few laps, get our tires warmed up, and see how we're doing. This from driving this car before, we didn't drive it a whole lot in the past, but we have. It still understeers just a bit, not as much as the Ryder, but tire pressures looking okay so far, maybe a little high, so let's hit a couple more laps up and see. Where I was supposed to be on the track. more lap, and then we'll come in. And I think the tire pressures are a little hot, so we'll adjust them down.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
Alright, where are we at? Okay, we need to come down 0.9, 0.8 in the front, 0.6 in the back, and then our front brakes got a little bit hot, so we could probably open up the rear ducts just a little bit too, so just one click. Alright, so I don't know, I'm doing all of this. You know, I don't know if the series I'm going into is a fixed setup or not. Obviously, if it's a fixed setup, you'll have to adapt to not doing changes. I'm not sure exactly. I'll have to look more into it. But for now, I'm just gonna practice and just try to get as much out of the car as I can, and we'll deal with fixed setups when we get to it. I do want to, like, as we practice and do things, maybe benchmark myself against the aggressive setup at some point, to see if one, I've just gotten better at the track in general, or are my setup changes actually improving my track times, based off of that. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But okay, I want to come down 0.9 here. Come down 0.8. And 6. And then if we go to arrow, we want to, oh, which way is which? We want to open up the front, because it was getting a little hot. I think that was it. Alright, so we're just going to load it back up into here. Alright, we'll go back out and see. those changes made any difference. Whoops. We had too much brake going in, so we lost the rear, and then I lifted off and turned the wheel more, and then we just got a lot of understeer, so keep that in mind. Just too aggressively went over that curb. Obviously, I missed the entry on the first turn, but then just tried to take it over the curb, and that was not the right thing to do. do feel like this car has some of the same tendencies as the Ryder Gallardo did. Especially going over the curves, it doesn't seem to like them very much. A little bit of understeer, doesn't like the curves. I think we can fix some of it and make it a little bit better with setup. And definitely also like the brake application is just slightly different in it too, and how you trail brake. So I have to get used to that more. Hard to tell. Like sometimes I feel like it wants to really brake late and trail brake hard into the corner, and then sometimes it feels like it wants me to finish all of my braking before turning. So I'm not sure. I just need to keep driving here and figure it out. Tire pressures look good though. Might be able to adjust some of it too with brake bias. See, I don't know if I just turned too fast. I really just lost the front end when I turned, so I don't know if I was carrying too much speed or if I just turned the steering wheel too fast. That was too much speed, and then I tried to overcorrect by applying more brake later, which the rear end really didn't like. I can really brake later into this turn. Front brakes are still really hot, so feel like we can open up the ducts a little bit more. Like we made it through that one. Okay, I was really in like a coast phase for a long time, so there's definitely potential there. I don't know if I need to use a little bit of brake to get more rotation or what, but it's a little bit smoother, so that's promising. It's a little bit. I need to brake heavier into that turn. That was a decent lap finally.
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
We're don't have enough fuel to make it back around, but all right. Brakes hot in the front, so I think I think I moved them. I think I closed them down. I think I needed to go the other way. So we need to do that, and then our tire temps are a little bit low all around, so I'm going to click them up a couple clicks, and then we can come back out and try some more laps. But overall, that last lap was getting better on overall braking and trail braking, slowly but surely. Here, let me see. What was my best time in the Ryder? 2:03.157 was my best time in the Ryder. We're already down to 1:59.7, so we're 4 seconds faster in this car with just this aggressive setup. All right. Turn that off for a second. All right, so I need to go up. I'll go up 2 clicks. Actually, I'm going to go up 3 in the front because we're going to open the air ducts up, so. To the back. And then we went the wrong way on the air duct. I know the air temperature has dropped a degree, but so I'm gonna set it for 30. All right. So I just want to see. If I go to Nurburgring, a good time. One. Let's see. 155.7 for a race. I don't know. I don't know if this is car specific or not. What did I say? We were at 159 already. Um, Hold on. Why are you not giving me? Well, it's not giving me my. It doesn't have the data in this. I'm looking at the results companion right now. It just doesn't have the. It doesn't have the data we've just done in here. Also, I don't have trophy AI running at the moment. Um, I think for like learning the track, kind of to start with, I like not having it on because I tend to just like look at that brake marker to see how we're doing, and it's distracting. So first rounds, I'll probably not have it on, and then maybe when we get to Thursday and we do second round of practice and testing, we'll put it on there so then we can start to work. Now that we've got the track layout pretty well memorized, we can start to work on that and fine tune from like our breaking point and things of that nature. So right now I'm not gonna run it. Okay, let's go get some more. Oh, actually, I want to check one thing here. If I go to fuel, okay, say 3.02 per lap. We'll just check that when we do this run here to see what our fuel consumption is. start braking sooner, I think. I use the 100 board to brake. Probably need to be somewhere between, probably just right after the 150. Might also be like, I might just have too much ABS on, or too much to the front brake bias, and because they were locking up a little bit, actually a lot. Yeah, I think might need to adjust the brake bias. I'm gonna finish out this session with the brakes as is, see if we can get back. That was me talking and not paying attention. I'll finish out this session and see if I can get back to that nice smooth lap like we had at the end of the last session. See, that was just past the 150 border. We stopped really early, so. So I think our braking point for turn 1 should be 100, but we just have to keep it from locking up the fronts. So downshift there, but try to just do like a 3/4 throttle lift there. Because it didn't rotate as much as I wanted it to, so. Have enough fuel to make it through this lap. I don't think so, but we'll give it our best shot. So it's just really not slowing down when I hit at 100 board. But I also, well, it was slowing down, but as soon as I lift off of the throttle, the tires, the front tires just want to slide if I put any steering angle in. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to do there. What I'm currently doing is really not working. Looks like we have enough for one more lap. Didn't like that. It really doesn't like, and I had this in the writer too, when you get up on the curb, and then you try to give it some throttle, it's just doesn't like it. Okay. I think our tire pressures were fine until we started going into the slide. Our brake temps were definitely much better. We could probably, I don't know, maybe close the backs down a little bit, if we wanted to. I don't think we're gonna do that right now, but let's head back to the garage. I'm going to go ahead and let's see, set up. Where is the brake bias is currently 61. I'm going to change that down to 55 and see where that gets me. Okay, so now that we're making actual setup changes and we're not just following the aggressive, I'm gonna go ahead and make a new setup here. I don't know what I want to call this. What was I calling the other ones? I don't know. We'll just call this, oops. Race dry 30 30C. Actually we'll call it quali because of the low fuel. Okay, so everything's staying the same, just change the brake bias a little bit, actually a lot, and we'll see what this gets us. much better. My turn in was too early, but I also I hit the brakes just before the 100 board, so which is about how much space I had to turn early into. So I think I could hit the 100 board and be perfectly fine now. Obviously, we'll try it next time around. But I feel like I'm not losing the fronts as quickly, and I can actually trail brake much better. Brakes are definitely way more predictable now. Not losing the front tires at all going into the corner. Lap's not going to count, but we are trending down in the right direction, so that's good. Messed that up. That's alright. I mean, even with the mistakes, we're down at 159. Which means we have a lot more potential in the lap. Oh, we really lost it to that last section too. Not sure what to do with that corner still. Now we're just destroying tires. Okay. Overall, that was much better on the brakes for sure. A lot more predictable. I do like that. I wonder. I still need to figure out my turning a little bit. I think it can get a little bit loose on late late corner entry, but then it's definitely it can get a little depends. Um, it can get a little bit loose or can be um, too tight on early corner exits. So it's a little bit unpredictable there, but it's definitely gets more loose on corner entry. Um, so we'll have to dial it in and see if maybe we can take a little bit of that out, make it a little bit more stable, and then we can focus on the second half of the corner. Um, Head back to the garage. So I think to combat the bit of unstableness going into the turn, I don't know if this is right or not, but I'm going to just crank up the rear wing. See if we can get it to be a little bit more stable into the turn. And then we'll see what happens after that. So for this, I don't know if I'm going to like this, so I'm not going to save it yet. Come on. Just went right over the line there, just a little bit right at the end. Invalidate this lap, even though it was set up to be a pretty good one. It's alright, we'll keep pushing. We lost a lot through there. Again, a lot of mistakes in this lap, but our lap times are still staying pretty consistent and lower, so we were right there at a 2, basically 2 even. About 2 even there on that lap with all of those mistakes. So we can clearly, if we cleaned up some of that stuff, I think we get down below 159. Some of it's, well, actually all of it's just me being inconsistent with my racing line and my braking. So I think the rear wing helped some. Maybe it was a bit much. I might back it off a couple clicks and see what happens. I also think that I'm going to go in. Well, first I'm going to back off the rear wing 2 clicks and see if that helps any. And then I also do think we have room to raise the rear ride height and adjust the rake. And that could help us at least get it turned into the corner. Maybe. Now I'm just double guessing whether that's the right thing to do if we're already a little bit loose going in late corner entry. I don't know. We'll try it. But first, we're going to take the rear wing down 2 clicks. Go out for a couple more laps. See how we do. And then after that, we'll raise the ride height up some and see what that does. And then we'll go from there. Alright, so we went all the way up on the wing. I'm going to come down 2 clicks. We'll keep it there. See if we like this. I think we'll do these last 2 sessions. Let's see, we're about what, hour and 17 minutes into this right now. I think we'll do 2 more sessions. That'll get us close to 1:30, and that'll be pretty good. I know we've got my new schedule is pretty intense with seat time, so we'll try to ease back into it just a little bit. And we've already had some practice at Nurburgring, so not too worried about it right now, but really does not like any brake at all at high speeds. It really wants to turn the car fast. Alright, well, we survived the first complex. Oh, we were only yellow in sector 1. I thought we would be faster than that. Purple in sector 2. There we go, look at that.
Well done, mate. Rest of the
Only
best.
took one lap to get one down into 159.3. I like it. I like it. That was good. So I think we had too much wing before. 2 clicks down seemed to be really nice. We got basically cut 7/10 off just with that little change right there. Yeah, that was really nice. That felt good, balanced. I felt I had pretty good control. The only thing is, still, it's just like if I'm getting any understeer at all, um, especially high speed. If I try to just tap the brake to get a little bit of rotation into it, it really wants to send the rear end around on me. So I'll have to keep an eye on that. But I liked that change. Obviously, hit a good lap there. So, but I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna change the rake. Um, see what it's like. If it does anything for us. Um, okay, but I'm first going to go ahead and save that just as it is because we liked it. All right. I'm gonna raise this up to 70. See see what we get here. Well, we did send it, but just a little bit too hard and late. We'll keep pushing though, because we are improving on the lap time.
You've got some severe damage in the front.
Ugh. I lifted and that turn is just tricky because I lifted into it thinking that I would have still have a lot of speed and still a little bit understeering, but it kind of went in where I wanted to, which put me on top of the curb, and then tried to hit. Knowing I was on top of the curb, I tried to give it some gas, and that every time you're on the curb, it just doesn't want to. It just steps out from underneath you every time, and I haven't learned that lesson yet, despite me saying it how many times in this one video. Alright, well, we were on a good one, still. I think we could have probably made up some more time, even though that lap wasn't going to count. So But I think that's probably good for today. I'm not gonna. I didn't save the rake changes at all. I didn't save the rake changes. We can do some more work on the setup on Thursday. When we jump back in. And see how we're doing. Maybe we'll start with a couple of laps, like one session with the aggressive setup to see what kind of times we're throwing down, just to see if we've made up any time through our driving um, at all, and then we'll jump back into the race. But good progress. Good to be in the Huracan. I think we'll get it settled out and have a good idea for race time. Let's see if this will update it all with some. All right, here we go. 1:59.322 was our best time. Let me go back to. Okay, so 1:59.322. And the rider with all of our setups and everything, we did a 2:03.157. So we improved almost 4 seconds. Um, we've only done 32. Oh, well, that's not right. Oh, is this actual on track time? Oh, no, there's no way. Well, I don't think this has all the info yet. But anyway, that's where we're at. Almost 4 seconds better in the Lamborghini Huracan. Um, but we made good progress. We're learning how to handle this car. We know some things we're not supposed to do, which is use the curbs and accelerate on the curbs. Hopefully by Thursday I will have learned my lesson on that, and um, we do know that we still have some things to work on in terms of overall setup um, for just to get the car a little bit more settled. But we made good progress today, so um, yeah, that's where we'll leave it off. And good to be back in the seats, and we will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.